Welcome back to whatever part this is supposed to be, but that's Sepia Tears. Yeah, let's get started. I see. This isn't the first time I've said this, but you're a strange guy. Lillian and Lucas are in our usual spot, talking about something. I can hear them from where I'm standing, but they can't see me. What? I'm not eavesdropping. I'm just checking my watch. Extremely slowly. It might sound strange to you, but it's a key element of character design. How do you expect to learn to draw if you can't look at things from the perspective of the fan? Well, this was just your impromptu idea. That's not the point. Information like this comes in handy everywhere in life. I like to know even a single place where that might come in handy. That's an insignificant detail. Oh gosh. Just don't forget. 4125. It's a necessity. Is that a hentai number? I mean what? I might regret asking this, but do you really find these things that interesting? But of course, this is a vital aspect of my existence. Oh gosh, I fucked up. And you're not ashamed at all to talk about it? Not in the slightest. Not even to a girl? Well, maybe a little, but I have no need to admit that to you. You weren't planning on saying that, were you? Humph. A cunning mastermind such as myself makes no mistakes. But occasionally, a slip of the tongue does occur. Something strange. I'm not sure what, but you're a strange guy. And I'm not interested in ordinary humans, so I have no complaints. Lillian laughs in reaction, but it's not the same way you'd laugh at a sitcom on TV or a bad pun. You're far more transparent than you think. Has anyone ever told you that? Not in recent memory. Damn it, something's not right. You create an identity by pretending to push reality away. But really, you're just... sorry, I'm late. I barge into the hall. I had to talk to one of my teachers after class. What have you guys been up to? Well, I was just telling Lillian about the ideal ratio of... Never mind that. What have you been doing, Lillian? My only normal friend here? Just the usual. Let's see. Studying makes me hungry. I'll take out my lunch with more vigor than necessary. The others seem to notice that something's off, but... Never mind. It's lunchtime. That's all. But... I remembered something as our conversation continued. It's not a complete memory, but it's there somewhere. It happened by chance. Lucas's binder was left lying in the ground, and a small, brightly colored object stuck out from the front. It was a bookmark. It was a normal bookmark for the most part, crudely laminated with a plain design. The only notable thing about it was that I'd seen it before. It was lying in Lillian's drawer yesterday, tucked safely away. I keep telling myself that it's pointless, but I can't somehow shake the feeling that this memory is somehow relevant. Did Lucas give it to her as a present? That might not make that might make sense. But then how does he have the same one? It could just be a coincidence. But I know it isn't. It's silly. The thing I'm trying to remember is so irrelevant that I forgot it after only a year. And yet, it must have been important to at least one person for it to be stored away so deliberately. Mark, you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just... Alright, just making sure. Anyway, as I was saying, Lillian continues talking, but my mind is too clouded to make any sense of it. Hang on a moment. That isn't who I think it is it? I turn to look outside and my suspicion is proven correct. At first I had only seen one, but there are two figures out in the snow. One of them has every right to be there, although she would probably be sitting with us instead. As for the other... Sorry guys, but I'll be back in a moment. Watch my stuff. I spring to my feet and dash outside. Well, Luca decided to show up. Gasping for breath, I catch them before they reach the entrance. That's what I should be telling you. What are you doing here? Nothing in particular. I was bored, so I decided to pay you a visit. At school, of all places? I did say I would come back, didn't I? This just proves that I'm not a liar. That's beside the point. Only if you want it to be. What? Do you even care about making sense anymore? Don't be mean, Oni-chan. Myra just bumped into me on the way to school and asked for directions. Then we started talking and she ended up following me here. She's just trying to be friendly. And you don't think that's even remotely creepy? More importantly, your sister seems to be quite an interesting person, Mark. Myra puts on a mischievous grin, as if she knows something isn't supposed to know. No, as if she knows something that she isn't supposed to know, and wants me to know that she knows it. Anyway, what are we idling around for? Let's go grab something to eat. What? I already have a lunch. That's okay. Junk food tastes better. And I have friends to eat with. Don't you want to eat with your precious childhood friend? Who said you were my childhood friend? I did. Let's go. Wait. Have fun. Oh, damn it. So, what exactly are these things? Just eat it. What's the worst that could happen? You could be trying to poison me. Why would I do something like that? I'm not sure why you do anything you do. Good point. Well, I guess you'll have to live in fear as long as I'm by your side. Sounds like a dream come true. Myra takes a bite out of the fish-shaped snack. These things creep me out. I'm not sure if I want to know what's inside them. Yeah, I think I heard Rin talking about these once. Something about a character that really likes them. Oh? And what happened? I think she died. That's disappointing. Well, Maybe she came back to life or something. I don't know. It's not like that's relevant to anything. Yeah, guess not. That was an odd pause. Anyway, what are you waiting for? Surely you don't want to starve out here after voluntarily choosing to skip lunch. I guess in her world, voluntarily choosing means being physically dragged from one point to another. You know, you won't know what it's like until you try it. Take a bite. Fine, fine. Sweet. I know, isn't it great? It's not bad. See? She takes another bite, looking like a kid in a candy store. You're not difficult to please, are you? Are you implying something? No, I'm asking directly. That's not the point. Now do you see what? Yeah, now do you see how I feel when I talk to you? She devoured the last of her snack to hide the fact that she's at a loss for words. You look like you don't have a worry in the world. It must be nice. You don't have much to worry about in the first place, right? We can take as much time as we need. That smile. It makes me uncomfortable. Yeah, anyway, I'm just glad you weren't trying to poison me with this thing after all. I told you, I wouldn't do something like that. The most I do is try to mess with your social life. Is that supposed to be comforting? You're easy to toy with. So, Myra, if you don't want to tell me about yourself, then tell me about your past. The distant past, even. Why would you ask all of a sudden? Well, you were talking to Rin, right? She must have asked something about you, and I don't think you could have worded it your way around it. Oh, I wouldn't go as far to say that. True. But still, you must have told her something, right? It's a little unfair that she knows more about you than I do. Myra props her chin on her fingers. Fair enough. So, where do you want me to start? Now that's a tricky one. I didn't even think she'd agree. Well, what about your life before high school? What were you doing before we met? You don't pull your punches, do you? She grins awkwardly, but continues on. I'm not sure if I told you this, but I was living in another country a few years ago. It was from the end of junior high to the beginning of high school. Okay, now I'm curious. Feel free to stop talking when you want, but mind telling me how you ended up in another country? Well, it's a long story. I can wait. I know, but... She sighs, audibly. I guess that's the end of that. It's alright. I understand. Sorry for prying. No, there's no need to apologize. It's nice to see that you're being open with me. Shouldn't it be the other way around? You haven't told me much about yourself either. That's because you already seem to know all there is to know. I can't argue with that. I smirk unconsciously. It's like I'm talking to an old friend. Well, it's up to you. But I don't think it's helping us grow closer if you don't tell me anything about yourself. I don't mean to hit a nerve, but you really want to know? Sorry guys, I'm gonna just like move closer. When you put it that way, I'm not sure. If it's important to you, then I can talk. But only if you promise that you're not just doing it out of curiosity. I stare at her. Oh gosh, I can't speak. I stare at her, and regret sinks in. Sorry. No, I should apologize. It isn't like me to get this serious. You know, even though I haven't known you for long, I think we talked enough for me to understand just a little bit about you. I know enough to say that you're not suited to being depressed. Hey, I'm still human. Humans are allowed to be depressed. Then how do you explain jumping off the roof and vanishing onto the snow? Well, maybe I'm just a special human? A human that can teleport isn't human. You shouldn't ruin a girl's dreams. Yeah. Yep, she's definitely back to normal. You know, you're a lot more childish than I first thought. What? Would you rather I act like an elegant lady that... Oh fuck, I skipped it. Sorry guys. Oh, I can't check the history, can I? Oh, I can just go back. Okay, that's good. What would you rather... What? Would you rather I act like an elegant lady that lives in a mansion, drinks expensive tea every morning, and goes to a prestigious all-girls high school? That was a very specific example. No, I'm not saying it as an insult. I just find it surprising. Oh gosh, sorry. I think it's kind of nice that you act like this. It makes me feel like I can relate to you. You don't think you can relate to the refined type? Well, no, not really. I don't think many of us can either. Maybe you're right. Well, that's okay. I'm far from refined, as you can see. Myra brushes her hair aside, her dark expression with it. This is who I really am anyway. Just an eccentric kid who enjoys a quiet night of reading. If that's how you want to put it. And I'm just a weak-willed slacker who would skip school right before exams to talk to a girl he barely knows. It's an odd combination, but I think it works. And that's all that matters. Come on, let's go. The day is still young. She walks up ahead, and for once, I willingly follow. It's an odd combination, but I think it works. That phrase remained in my mind as the hours passed. I still remember Lillian's downcast eyes that study the ripples in her mug of hot chocolate. But that memory is dueling with the strangely captivating performance that Myra is putting on. I can't explain it. But with Myra, it feels as if we've known each other for a really, really long time. But getting attached is dangerous. I check my watch. 2 p.m. School has long since started for the evening, so there's no chance of making it back. Congrats, Myra. You've successfully made me skip class. Really? She pulls out an elegant pocket watch and checks the time. What time does lunch end again? 1 p.m. Well, if you want to head back, I guess it's alright. I know you're not exactly a top student, so I wouldn't want you failing on my account. Is she actually being considerate? Well, I probably should head back. But then you'd be all alone, wouldn't you? I suppose I would. I dragged you out of here. I dragged you out of school for a reason, after all. So I'd like it if you stayed. Yeah. So you're just offering to be polite? I guess you could say that. Somehow, I'm not surprised. It's fine. I think this is a worthy sacrifice. Anyway. No, I think this is a worthy sacrifice anyway. I mean, sacrifices are important sometimes. That's true. It's like the concept of risk taking, isn't it? Think about it. No one likes feeling vulnerable, but in sacrificing the comfort of the status quo, you might get something more valuable than what you had before. I suppose that's right. It is, isn't it? But to be honest, that's the kind of thing that only works in economics textbooks. It's like when you buy a patty but you're too afraid to take the first bite in case it's too hot. Yeah. I guess that's what it comes down to, isn't it? Humans are naturally afraid of burning their tongues. Yep. I know more about that than anyone else. Why do I get the feeling you mean that literally? Oh, you mean we weren't talking about food? The city sure has a nice place in winter, isn't it? Myra stretches out her arms and embraces the chilly wind. The sun is already sinking and her light hair is almost glowing. You're almost talking like you're new to the place. Maybe I am, maybe I'm not. I knew you'd say that. My hands are in my pockets, grudgingly hiding from the cold. But I unconsciously scratch the side of my face. It's always like this in winter, though. Even if the snow piles up in the parking lots by February, winter is known to be our most beautiful season. I can see why. It's refreshing. She takes in a deep breath, and I feel compelled to do the same. Her cheeks turn red from the cold. That was when it hit me. You're not used to winter, are you? No, I guess I'm not. It doesn't even occur to me that I'm asking about her past. Well, to be honest, I spent the last years of my life in a place of very mild winters. But I used to live here before, so it's not a major change. I guess you could say that it's nostalgic for me. If you don't mind my asking, why exactly did you leave the country? You don't have to answer, but it sounds like you really didn't want to go. I never had much of a life here. I was different as a child, too. I wasn't like you and your sister and your friends at school. I never had to worry about the problems that normal kids face, like homework and friendship and romance. There's nothing tying me to this place, so I left. But I guess that doesn't mean But I guess that doesn't mean I was happy to go. Are you happy now? Sorry, I said too much, didn't I? I didn't mean to make you worry, but I never get to talk about myself, so... But to answer your question, yes, I'm happy now. I'm pretty sure. And that's all that matters. Slowly, aimlessly, we move forward, footprints following us in the snow. There's something inescapably nostalgic about early winter sunsets. All those days when the sun sets before 6 o'clock, and it feels like late evening when you're coming home from school. It's a little bit wistful. How far do you live, by the way? Oh, you know, not too far, here and there. I should have expected an answer like that from you. Hey, what's that supposed to mean? Don't tell me we're back to square one after everything we've talked about. Well, I can't be too open, can I? That would ruin the surprise. I wonder what goes through this girl's mind. Anyway, there's one thing you forgot to calculate this time. Her expression freezes. At last, a weak point. This time. Are you going to finish the sentence or not? Sorry, I just wanted to see how long the suspense could last. I think you pushed it a bit too far. Oh. Sorry. Anyway, as I was trying to say, I was only asking where you lived to make sure you could stay out of this. I was only asking where you lived to make sure you could stay out this late. Oh, oh gosh, stop. Wait, you're worried about me? Worried is the wrong word. I'm just concerned. That's the same thing. Regardless, you might live outside of the city for all I know. I wouldn't want you going home too late. It's getting dark, but it'll still early. I'll be fine. Yeah, but... Well, you live close enough to get home by yourself, right? I do. Don't worry. Although, she just mumbled something. I hate when people do that. I said... You said? I said I wouldn't mind if you walked me home anyway. Oh, well. But it's still early, isn't it? There's no need to think about going home yet. Don't get all serious now. You started it. Either she's doing this on purpose, or she's just as nervous as me. My money's on the former. Come on, let's go. You walk too slowly. Alright. I'm coming. How long have we been wandering the streets like this? Maybe a couple of hours? As you said that out loud, did it sound at least slightly ridiculous to you? Not really. Should it have? Yes, of course it should have. Doesn't our aimlessness bug you even a little? As long as you're having fun, right? I suppose. Still, we should probably think of somewhere to go. My feet are killing me. You need to improve your stamina. Huh? You mean you're not tired yet? No, not really. But you hardly seem physically fit. Really? Do I come across as a playful, innocent girl with a psychological scar somewhere in her past? Or something like that? When did everyone around me become psychic? I think I might have misread something. Crap. I can't imagine you running laps, but anything's possible. I get that reaction a lot. We had a sports day at school once, and everyone thought I wouldn't be able to do a thing for the class. I'm guessing I know what happened next. I won first place in the 200 meter. Yes, so you're intelligent, sophisticated, and athletic? Don't forget, reliable and organized. Great. Don't worry, though I couldn't do housework to save my life, and I always spill the crumbs when I'm eating cookies. So, I'm not perfect either. How comforting. I swear, this girl. Why is it not clicking? Sorry, guys. One of these days, you gotta cure that daydreaming habit. Yeah, easier said than done. Can't be that bad. Just try focusing more. I can't. My brain is always working. It's like a laptop without a power button. Except it never runs out of batteries. And it can't calculate 2-digit products without a pencil and paper. Most people can't. You're too easy. Well, at least I'm always thinking about something. Maybe I'm actually a genius and no one realizes it. A genius that's nearly failing second year math? It could happen. Geniuses don't have to be. I was about to say smart, but that wouldn't be very genius-like of me. Don't have to be academically successful to be intelligent. That could just be, I don't know, deep. I'd hate to admit it, but you might be right. Still, you have to learn to control your mind. A powerful brain is being wasted on a person like you. Oh gosh, it's not clicking. Sorry guys. Just remember, this is the brain that decided to sacrifice a valuable half day of school, most likely missing a test or two, to waste the evening with a girl it hardly knows. Sorry guys, you guys might like hear some weird stuff. I never said an unsophisticated brain couldn't be a nice one. Compliment number 2. Yeah, this has been going on for very long. She still isn't very good at this. Okay, now my feet are really hurting. Isn't that what we were originally talking about? It is, isn't it? The conversation is about to go on another tangent before I realized what she was doing. Come on, even you must be tired by now. Just a little. Score. See? So we should sit down somewhere. Somewhere warm. Well, if you're that tired, I know of a place we can go. I notice Myra is limping slightly as she walks ahead. Either your leg is broken, or you're as tired as I am. Alright, fine. You win. That's what I thought. But I'm not cold yet, so We're staying outside. Is this even an official path? It's official enough. I didn't know officialness worked on a spectrum. I think I'm gonna stop it here. It's been going on for a little while. Until next time, I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.